Back in 2018, Disney announced plans to expand the Walt Disney Studios park in Paris. The announcement confirmed that lands themed to Marvel, Frozen, and Star Wars would be coming to the Studios park in a €2 billion expansion. Avengers Campus, the first part of this expansion, opened last month, and construction has now started on the Frozen-themed land. However, since 2018, Disney had been strangely silent regarding their plans to bring Star Wars to the Paris park. This was until recently, when current Disneyland Paris president, Natacha Rafalski, was interviewed on French TV. In the interview, she was directly asked about the plans for the Star Wars land, and interestingly, she failed to confirm that Disney's original plans were still set to go ahead, only saying that we are still working on the third theme. So, does this mean that the land has been cancelled? Not exactly, but still, it's not looking good. Taking a look at the concept art released back in 2018, Disney's original plan was to build a smaller version of Galaxy's Edge, the huge Star Wars themed land located at both Disneyland and Hollywood Studios. In this smaller version of the land set for Paris, it was thought that this new Star Wars land would only have one of the two attractions in Galaxy's Edge, with the attraction set to be built being Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Since Disney's announcement in 2018, both Galaxy's Edges have opened to mixed reviews, with many Disney fans being particularly unenthusiastic about Smuggler's Run, the ride which was set to be the Paris land's only attraction. With these mixed reviews, I can certainly see why Disney may have had a change of mind. With the extremely high expectations of Galaxy's Edge not being met in many fans' eyes, it just hasn't been the smash hit Disney expected. So building a smaller version of this land, without Rise of the Resistance, the land's most popular attraction, doesn't really make much sense. Galaxy's Edge was supposed to be Disney's answer to Harry Potter World. It was supposed to be a rival land, as immersive as Universal's Harry Potter lands, based on a similar sized, if not more popular, intellectual property. Disney were even taking things further than Universal by creating an original backstory for the land, something which at the time was being praised as the future of theme parks. We'd rode the movies, but now we were getting a fully fleshed land based on an environment not featured in the films, but one which seamlessly fits into a time and place within a galaxy far, far away. Unfortunately for Disney, crowds just didn't flock to these lands on opening day in the same and spectacular way at which Harry Potter fans do whenever Universal open a new Harry Potter attraction. Disney World's opening, which occurred a few months after Disneyland's, was slightly busier, but neither land saw the crowds Disney expected. This was an early sign that something was a little off with Galaxy's Edge. The lack of reference to the original Star Wars trilogy and the poor performance of Disney's new Star Wars movies are certainly two issues which have impacted the land's popularity. Not opening Rise of the Resistance until a later date also did not help. Now, with the popularity of The Mandalorian, Disney's first major success with Star Wars, the land's problematic backstory and restrictive timeline issues are being removed and replaced with a more generic story to allow Disney to more easily introduce characters from a variety of Star Wars films and series. This year, starting on the 28th of May at Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge, Boba Fett and Fennec Shand started to appear on Batuu as walk-around characters, while Disney also announced that Mando and Grogu will be arriving on Batuu in the near future. So, does all this mean a Star Wars land is not going to be built at the Walt Disney Studios park? Not necessarily, and here's why. It's widely known that over the years, Disney Imagineers have designed numerous different Star Wars themed attractions which have never materialised. In fact, after Disney purchased Lucasfilm, they were very close to greenlighting plans to build a land based on Tatooine. However, these plans were not approved by Bob Iger, as he believed that a land based on the original Star Wars films would not be popular with younger generations. In my opinion, that's totally and utterly incorrect, but the decision was made and Imagineers went back to their drawing boards. Eventually, Batuu was chosen as the land setting, another bad decision if you ask me, as there is no built-in emotional attachment to this planet, as it never featured in the original movies. Nevertheless, Galaxy's Edge was built, but as the famous Imagineering phrase goes, a good idea never dies. Therefore, Disney could well draw from their vast pile of never-built designs and build a Star Wars land which is completely different to Galaxy's Edge. Ever since rumours started circling about Disney building a Star Wars land, I have hoped that they would attempt to build an environment in which guests were immersed in one of the most famous locations from the original films, such as Hoth, Endor, or Tatooine. Sadly, as of yet, this has never materialised, but maybe, just maybe, this could be the direction in which Disney decide to go down for the third land in the studio's expansion. Now, taking another look at Natacha Rafalski's answer, it's rather interesting that despite being directly asked about Star Wars, she did not confirm that the third land was still going to be Star Wars themed. So, could this third land be based on a totally different IP? Two rumours that have never really gone away over the last couple of years is that Disney are considering building either Cars Land or Pandora the World of Avatar in Paris. From a theme park point of view, I will say that I think both of these lands are superior to Galaxy's Edge. However, neither are based on properties with a fan base anywhere near the size of Star Wars. Now that doesn't mean that neither could be set to replace Disney's original Star Wars based plans, but I do think it's something important to consider when weighing up the likelihood of these rumours. There are also of course other properties which Disney could build a new land on. Maybe they could bring the currently under construction Zootopia themed land at Shanghai Disneyland to Paris. But again, this is a land based on a film which is nowhere near as big as the Star Wars series. Personally, I would be very surprised if Disney went ahead with building a third land and it was not based on Star Wars. However, in all honesty, what I consider most likely is that this third land never materialises. Just take a look at the Avengers Campus that has been built and compare it to the initial plans. You can clearly see that this area has been hugely impacted by yet more budget cuts at Disney. It's also more evidence of Disney's current belief that IP alone is sufficient to make an attraction a success. Furthermore, if you take a look at what Disney has announced over the last 5 years, many of these projects have been cancelled or hugely scaled back. The e-ticket attraction for California Adventure's Avengers Campus, the Main Street Theatre at the Magic Kingdom, and the 3-tiered pavilion set to be a major part of Epcot's refurbishment are just a few of the projects that Disney have announced and then later cancelled. Having been visiting Disneyland Paris for over 15 years, I know the Studios park very well, and as far as Disney parks go, it's a total disaster. It's by far and away the worst Disney park on the planet, and the new Avengers Campus has done little to change this. With that being the case, I would actually quite like to see Disney take the budget for this third land, if Disney are still indeed allocating their original budget of the studio's expansion, and use it instead to vastly improve the areas of the park that already exist and have needed huge investment since the day they opened. The many problems with the studio park are too vast for this video, so I'll save that discussion for a future video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like to help other people find it. And if you're interested in watching my future videos as they are released, then please subscribe to my channel. Also, let me know in the comments what you would like to see built at the Walt Disney Studios park. Thank you for watching. Please also check out my social media channels and website, all linked in the description below.